Kevin, thanks for sitting down to talk to us ahead of the big game on Saturday. It's the Fife derby, Raith Rovers against Dunfermline. First up, are you excited about this game?
Definitely I am, even more than that. You know, I can feel already the energy in the town and the stadium, especially from the last games, and the way the fans are looking forward to it, seeing all the messages. Yeah, everyone's getting really excited, and everyone wants to win this game, so we'll make our sure to do it.
Games like this, there's always a lot of pressure and build up around them, none more so than Raith Rovers against Dunfermline. How do you as a player focus on the game itself, and is it possible to ignore the other stuff that goes on outside of the actual game?
Well, if you think about it, you know, since the beginning of the training, if you get ready for an entire week and you've done everything properly, you get that confidence because you get ready, you know, for this kind of game like everyone. But obviously that's a kind of big game. But for me, if you train well, you sleep well, you do everything well, then you're really confident and calm about it. And suddenly when it's time to play that big game, and you fully focus, and you know you've done your preparation, you just fully in it, and you just forget about anything else.
In goalkeeping terms, you're still a relatively young player, but you have some experience of big matches, derby matches here in Scotland and back home. Looking at the experience back home first, I understand it was under-19s Lech against Legia Warsaw. I mean, how intense was that game?
Yeah, it was under 17s, 18s, and actually for such a young age, for us as players, we were still teenagers. It was actually quite big because lots of fans came to watch us, and we got really nice support. So you know, for such a young boy, it was something incredible, a great experience, because you don't get that many fans playing for the first team, so you could feel the size of the game and how big it was. And definitely it helped us because we managed to win that game. So yeah, definitely the more support we get, the better I feel, and the team plays better.
Yeah, and then when you moved to Scotland, you were telling me off camera that your debut for Hibs was a fairly big match against Hearts. Tell me about that experience. I mean, that's another really intense derby match. You know, it's up there with all the other biggies. How did that game go, and how do you think you did?
Well, that's the experience which will stay in me forever. The one which made me do not sleep for entire night, because I haven't played for Hibs for a long time, and suddenly that was the time to make my debut. That was my first game for Hibs, and that was the biggest game of the season against the biggest rivalry, Hearts. Especially the game was at night, and when the lights were out and there was a full stadium. Was 22,000 people, so I could feel the energy, and as soon as I got on the pitch, I look around, I felt like that's proper game, and I just knew everything will go fine. Like the way everything started, such a big noise, and the way it ended up, I have managed to keep a clean sheet. And at the end, when I saw on the tally that I've been voted man of the match, it was just something incredible. And I was really very thankful for that and for my teammates, because all of them put such a good shift. Everyone helped me especially defenders to keep the clean sheet, and especially the fans. The noise they made, they never stopped, and that really helped us to keep going. And I was just over the moon about what happened, and it was still a bit like a dream. I was a bit dreaming about it, because when the game finished, I wasn't able to fall asleep, because it's been such a long time for me, and it was quite important. So now having another big derby, I'm really happy. I've already play a couple of them, so I cannot wait for it. I've got some experience in it. I'm looking forward to do it again.
Yeah, and going back to the first question I asked you, it's obviously Raith Rovers Dunfermline. You know, you've seen the messages, you've heard the supporters talking. I'm sure the players have been talking as well. But what do you know about this derby match, Rovers against the Pars?
I know the rivalry, and it's always been for so many years. And every single game you want to win. Obviously, like the defeat is not acceptable. It doesn't even come through your mind. And especially we've been talking with the boys, and some of the fans were saying that it's a must win, and I would do everything and to make sure that we will win and we will get those 3 points on Saturday.
And finally, you mentioned the boys there, the rest of the squad. Many of them have played in this match before. What are the likes of Ross Matthews, Jamie Gillan, Lewis Vaughan, who have played and scored in these games? What have they told you about to expect in this situation?
Well, first of all, a big battle. In this kind of game, sometimes football is not as a first priority. Obviously it's very important, but sometimes you need to show that desire and that heart and willing to fight, because in those kind of games, who gives more, who gives more, and show the heart and the desire to fight for every single tackle, for the ball. That's the kind of details which wins you the derby. So definitely you will see plenty of that on Saturday, and we go for every single one, and we're gonna fight for our fans.
Bring it on. Let's make some noise, as you said.
Let's make some noise, correct.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you.